Now economists and lawmakers are concerned about another recession, as due to high inflation, rising the rates, and labor shortages. What is certain is that with all these issues, American households are still struggling and need immediate assistance. According to a Newsweek poll, 63% of Americans want the Fed to issue new payments to fight inflation. And since last year, state governments have experienced historic surpluses due to inflationary costs and high spending. According to the Urban Institute, state government revenue adjusted for inflation rose 17% in the first quarter of 2022, compared to the same period in 2017. And senior research associates providing a direct assistance of direct payments is much more beneficial than enacting some income tax right now. Right now is an especially hard time for our seniors and retirees. Millions of older adults having trouble making ends meet. But according to CNN, many don't even realize help is available, and some notable programs that offer financial assistance are underused. New data shows that nearly 14 million adults that are 60 or older currently qualify for aid from the Fed program but haven't even signed up. Also, more than 3 million adults that are 65 or older are eligible, but are not enrolled in Medicare savings programs, which pay for Medicare premiums and cost sharing. According to experts, there are several relief programs that target adults and programs funded by the Older Americans Act. So, let's see what President Biden could do.
Thank you all. I recognize myself for 5 minutes. I want to begin by expressing my profound appreciation to Chair Castor, to the entire Select Committee staff for their exceptional work over the past 4 years. This committee has played a crucial role in ensuring this Congress centers the climate crisis in everything we do. And thanks to the roadmap that we provided through our 2020 Majority Staff Report, this Congress has been the most consequential in our history in terms of climate action. We shaped and passed transformational policy through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, CHIPS and Science Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act that will not only help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also grow our domestic manufacturing sector, reduce energy costs, and create good-paying union jobs. We know that clean energy is the future. And by making these investments in climate action, we're not just doing what's needed to protect the health of our planet, but we're also ensuring the United States of America outcompetes countries like China when it comes to the clean energy economy of the future. So while we've made significant progress, I also know that we as a nation have so much more work to do. I was honored when the Speaker named me to the Select Committee because the climate crisis is personal to me. I'm the proud dad of 2 great young children, and I constantly think about the world we're going to leave behind for them and for their children. It's the reason I first ran for office, to make the world a safer, healthier place for them. I know the health of our planet weighs on many young people, just like my kids, just as it does on their parents. In my district, we are seeing record-breaking temperatures year after year. Kids in our communities are experiencing year-round wildfires that threaten to destroy their homes. Just this year, the Laguna Niguel wildfire burned over 200 acres and destroyed at least 20 homes. These same wildfires also dictate how much time kids can spend outside due to air quality concerns, further impacting their everyday life. In my district, kids are also seeing rising sea levels and coastal bluffs that are eroding and have tragically taken lives. We're facing year-round droughts that threaten basic access to clean, drinkable water.
The extreme MAGA Republicans are gathered to unveil their latest bill to criminalize women's health in all 50 states. The bill calls for a penalty of 5 years in federal prison for doctors performing abortions. This is a democracy issue, it's a freedom issue, but it's also a kitchen table issue for America's working families. It comes right to the heart of decision-making.
New data was released that shows that the majority of Americans are experiencing financial hardships due to inflation. Lawmakers have agreed to provide some financial assistance to low-income households, including families and senior citizens. Up to $1,200 can be claimed right now. And also, here is some good news. Extra financial help is coming from most Hawaiian taxpayers. Eligible taxpayers will start getting tax rebate checks from Hawaii of up to $300 over the next several weeks. The latest stimulus check is actually a constitutionally mandated tax rebate created by an increase in estate tax revenue. This week, the Hawaii governor announced that eligible taxpayers will start receiving estate tax refunds next week. The governor noted that the refund would either arrive by direct deposit or a paper check in the mail. The governor said, "It is my hope that the $300 million in tax refunds being distributed so far brings some relief to the hardworking people of the state of Hawaii, who are hit hard by this crisis." The first round of direct deposits will start getting into bank accounts on or around Monday and will continue over the next 2 weeks, despite the paper checks taking longer than expected due to supply chain issues. According to the Taxation Department, the state currently has 50,000 checks in stock and will be issuing a paper check in batches of 2,000 until a new shipment arrives. The department expects that all paper checks are going to be issued by the end of October. The law requires Hawaii to send money back to taxpayers or put the money into a rainy day fund if it carries over a balance over the past 2 years is more than 5%. Lawmakers did both during this year's legislative session. They approved a tax rebate as well as added $500 million to the state rainy day fund, so a family of 4 could get up to $1,200 in a tax refund, and those earning more than the above income threshold will get $100 per person. So a family of 4 can get up to $1,200 in a tax refund. Those earning more than the above income threshold will get $100 per person, everybody. Taxpayers need to be a resident of Hawaii for at least 9 months and have filed individual income tax returns for 2021 by July 31st to qualify for the rebate. During a recent press conference, Jerome Powell, the Fed Reserve Chair, warned that cooling inflation would bring some pain to Americans through layoffs, weaker pay growth, and higher borrowing costs. Powell also said that while the effects are unfortunate, a failure to show and slow price growth and normalize the economy would mean far greater pain. The central bank has been raising interest rates at the fastest pace since the 1980s in an attempt to ease Americans' demand and slow inflation.
In the family. Again, this is as they criminalize women's freedom to make their own choices. We have passed legislation to support freedom for women. When we passed the legislation to enshrine Roe v. Wade into law, not one Republican voted for that. Okay, well, let's see what they do about contraception. 9 Republicans voted to give women the right to contraception. 9. That means over 200 of them do not support a woman's right to contraception. And again, in terms of women being able to travel, to exercise their health freedom, 3 Republicans said that Americans should be able to cross state lines for health reasons. 3 Republicans. So that's what we're dealing with here. But again, the contrast is great when we talk about women's health. We said criminalize abortion, don't allow women to have health care or travel, contraception or travel for the health care. At the same time, we have a different agenda. And again, Social Security. Over the break, we had a number of days of action. One of them was to observe the 87th birthday of Social Security. It was fabulous.